Well, hey everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Already so many people on this morning. I'm going to say hello to a few. Hi, Leslie from, yes, Massachusetts. Is very chilly right now, isn't it? Um, and yeah, there was frost on my garage this morning as I sat and watched and had my breakfast. It was looking pretty cold out there. Good morning. I hope it's warmer in other parts. I hear there's like a lot of rain in California and San Diego in particular. Oh, I don't know. It's very strange. They said that uh, it got 8 inches of rain in like a 24-hour period. I don't know. That seems excessive. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? I don't know. More thing to be anxious about. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Dawn, Barbara, Penny. Hi, Penny. Dawn, Sherry Muha is here. Gloria. How are we all this morning? Hope we're doing okay. It's that I realized what it was yesterday. What was kind of bringing me down, and it was the it's the winter. It's that time of the winter when you get so that you want for things to be happening, but they can't be happening because it's too cold. At least that's the way it is here in New England. And so you're stuck in the house a lot, and you just kind of like, is this what we do every day? And then coupled with the fact that I've been sick and been preoccupied with that a lot is sort of, it's a lot anyway. So just to kind of get my head straight, I'm not going to be having class tomorrow, and then I won't have it on Monday for chemo, so that I have 4-day week to get refreshed and refueled. I like feel a little tapped, like no ideas, and that's very unlike me. So I thought, well, maybe I just need to take a little break, and so that will give me 4 days off. So this will be the last time you see me this week, and then I'll see you in the early part of next week. Okay. Because it's a lot to process for me right now. Anyway, today we're doing probably one of the first cards I ever made with a Cricut. I should be very clear about it, with a Cricut, and I used it. This was when I had two cartridges. Back then, nothing was on the internet, and you used these cartridges. And the first one that I got was called folk art. And there's a lot of really great images on there, one of them being this cherry one. So considering it's February and we were just doing some other cherry things, then I thought that we would do this one here again. So this is from what's called Folk Art. I think it's just Folk Art Festival. And it's a really beautiful set. So let me show you how you would find that. So well, first, what you can do is, if you find my file, which is right here, it's listed under here, the cherry on top, square card with envelope, right? That's my file. If you see my file from there, you can see where the image came from. So right over here is where the image came from. And if you click on the image number, see that it says hashtag M2E801. If you click on that, it will bring you to the actual image. And then from here, if you click on the triple dots, you can see view image set, which I think is the most useful. There are also a couple other things listed here that I generally don't use, like seeing similar images. That's just kind of like not how I create. So, but I could see that that could be useful to other people to see similar images. The image set is how I create, and I think in terms of a topic, not just one image. So I like the idea of having a set of images that are around a topic. And then there you can add it to your collection or report it. So we're going to look at view image sets. And here it is. It's called Folk Art Festival, and you'll see that it starts off with the font, because back in those days fonts came on cartridges as part of it. They were images. So in addition to making this a font, which is probably an access font, you can also get each individual letter and number that you'd normally find with the font. So using something like an ampersand or the numbers to make an image from that, rather than doing it as a text, if that makes sense to others. But it's got a lot of really what I would call Pennsylvania Dutch kind of look to these images, and I really like that style. So for me, and in fact, I have a false craft. My original false craft images were from something called Folk Art, which was a tan is a tan plate with blue, dark blue. And then I've been collecting that for forever. So I don't even know if they still make it. It might be discontinued, but I like anything that's sort of folk arty, and there's a lot of history around that folk art stuff, especially as I mentioned in Amish country or Pennsylvania Dutch country, Penna Dutch area. And there are some really great images here, plus also, which would make a great banner someday. And I'm thinking I should probably do that. That would make a great banner to have animals, all the animals, or all the, birds, because there's a lot of birds here. But then there are some also images. There's a ton of images in this set, like something like over 100 at least, maybe even more than that. Some of these sets have had, let's see how much, let's see, image set. Oh my goodness, it has 986 images, which a lot of them probably, obviously, these ones here at the beginning, but if you continue to scroll down, you'll find a lot more that are similar in theme, you see. And this is where I found my my the cherry one that we're doing today. So I wanted to show you how you can find it. But here, look, here's another card, very cute, floral heart card. Stop. My dog is begging me for food every 2 seconds. This is very unusual. He usually goes away after the first couple minutes, but he's begging me for food. Anyway, there's also a card with the 2 turtle doves and a partridge in the pear tree. So there's a lot of like old fashioned images. And here is the image that I used to create this card. So here's the image. So we'll grab that. All right. And I believe I created the card. Yep. Let's go ahead and add it to the canvas. So there is our image. And this is what I created from the image. So let me just go ahead and grab this and hide it. So I liked this image, and I wanted to make it into a card. So the first thing that I did was I did an offset layer of with a squared off corner, because I like that, and at a quarter of an inch. Maybe that's a little too big, so I think I would probably do like 0.125 would be a better one. So there is our offset layer. It isn't complete, so we can just go to contour and contour out those 2 pieces until we have a complete contour. Okay, so there's our actual card, I would say, and this is the framework of what we're going to be creating. So here's what I think that you should do here is duplicate your image that has that has the cherries on it. Okay, so duplicate that. And then what you're going to do is contour out everything from there. Let's contour, hide all the contours except for the outside piece. And then this can become white to go under our red cherry piece. Okay, so we'll just choose white, and this will go arrange, set, bring it to the front. Bring it to the front. Okay. Now this piece, which is a quarter of, was it like an eighth of an inch different, is going to be our card base. So we're going to take this one here, we'll duplicate it, and we're going to set them up so that they're side by side and that they're going to get connected like this, just like that. And so once we have them sort of connected, and make sure that they are fully connected there, you can, if you wanted to, you can align them down the bottom, align bottom, just to make sure that they're are actually on the right line. And then we'll go down to the bottom here to combine, and we'll choose weld. Now you can't really see what it did because it was in black. So let me just go and change this to a white or a paler color. There's fine. But now you can see that that piece, those two pieces are connected. They've been welded together. So we probably want to go ahead and grab a score line. It's not 100% necessary, but it looks neater. And we're gonna just stretch it out to be that size. And then we will attach it to the base of the card. So now we have the base and the mat, the base, the picture, and the mat. Now we have to add a text to it. Now what I would suggest is using an inside piece similar to this. So duplicating this and having this be where we put our text. So a lot of the text that you can put on here, you know, life is just a bowl of cherries, or you're the cherry on top. I chose to say you're the cherry on top of everything. So I'm going to go over and hit text, and I'm going to start typing the cherry is good as a single layer writing font. Now I've gone through these before and I found ones that I like. There's quite a few under the heading of BFC, which stands for something that I can't remember what it stands for, but I think we're going to choose that. So I think I'll choose this one called BFC Banana Pumpkin. I think that would be cute. I also like this one, BFC Basically. So let's see how the banana pumpkin looks. And then it's gone ahead and changed it. Now remember, this is not the writing style. So we're going to come up here to style, and we're going to choose writing. And this is how it would look. It looks, that's pretty cute actually. And it's swirly. It's kind of cute. I think I like that. So that's called Banana Pumpkin, BFC Banana Pumpkin. Now I just need to go ahead and resize this so that it's not overwhelming on our inside piece. And here we'll attach it. Okay. So now we have the card base, we have the inside with the sentiment, we have the outside with a mat, and we are ready to go ahead and cut this out. Now, in the past, when I've done this before, I have cut out the top layer in glitter iron-on, and I used iron-on as a trick on cardstock, which we've done many times on the show. But this today, I wanted to show you how to cut glitter cardstock, because that can be a little tricky in and of itself if you don't know the right settings. So I decided that I was going to make this piece be the glitter piece. So let's go ahead and hit make it. And you'll see that it converts everything to the mat. I always do 2 copies of everything I make. So by changing the project copies to 2 and hitting applying, you can see how it's going to be laid out. I need 3 sheets of paper. I need a white sheet. I need a pink or something subdued, different color. And then I also need a red sheet, which is what we're going to do in the glitter cardstock. So I'm going to hit continue. So at this place right here, we need to find the correct setting for glitter cardstock. Thankfully, there is a setting that matters, that works really well here when you go to browse all. Now, some of you might be you have in Explore Air 2 and you don't know how to see all these browse alls. Well, you have a knob on your machine. Okay, you have a knob on your machine that you can turn all the way to custom. Once you do it to all the way to custom, then you can choose whatever material you want to choose. So I'm going to go to browse all materials, and under cardstock, I'm going to look for the glitter cardstock, which I already have bookmarked because I use it so much. So I'm going to choose that. Now, a lot of people get stumped by cardstock, glitter cardstock, because it's thicker. And I will tell you, in the past, I have always purchased Cricut glitter cardstock. I love it. It's 12 by 12. It hasn't been as available as it has been in the past. I hope that they continue to offer it, hopefully this year or something. They do something about their paper. And when you say that, I consider the glitter cardstock as part of that. So I hope that they continue to offer it. It's a great product. If you cannot find it through Cricut, or you don't have it any in the back, whatever, in your hoard, you can also find it at Michael's. It's a little bit less smooth. The Michael's kind is a little not as smooth. A lot of people thought that this was going to hurt their machine, and it doesn't. So when we were first introduced to glitter cardstock on the machines, a lot of people would turn their cardstock over to make their cuts. But I don't recommend that, because I think if you use the right setting and you're using the right, set up, as far as you're using a good blade and it's strongly affixed to that mat. And you noticed I'm using a strong grip mat, but it's not a brand new strong grip mat, so it's got just enough stick on there. I have done glitter cardstock on brand new strong grip mats, and I had trouble removing them from the mat at the end, even using that backwards technique. Okay. So I'm going to just hit go, and you can watch the machine cut some glitter cardstock for a little bit. The cutting machines have really changed the way that we make cards. It used to be, you'd use something that you hand cut as glitter, and not a lot of glitter was used, and a lot more individual glitter rather than glitter cardstock. But after I went to glitter cardstock, I stopped using glitter pretty much for everything, except for like when I needed to make Christmas ornaments with the glitter. That's the best way to use individually, like shaker glitter. But so there's that. So there's that. All right, so let's have a look at our end result. I'm gonna stop this because we don't need to make more of these. All right, so there is our envelope, which if you get my file in the community, it includes an envelope. So this I cut out with some paper that I thought was kind of cheery, because cherries are cheery, you know. And here is the card. It's a nice size card too. I believe it's 6 inches. Five, well, not quite 6 inches. It's like 5.5 inch squared, which is a nice size card. You will probably need to either hand cancel or have them weigh it for special uh, size, because squares aren't usually accepted at the post office without some extra thing attached. And there's the inside where it says "You're the cherry on top of everything." So that's the same sentiment. It's a different font than what we chose just now, but I don't know the name of this font. I'm gonna have to look that up for you. I know a lot of times people are like, well, what's the name of that font? And I usually try to remember them, but there you go. Not sure. Now, I wanted to show you something about this that I didn't do in the first card, and I do think, because I know it exists, it's lacking, but the cherries themselves have these little like uh, marks, like dimensional marks that cut out, and you can either place them or not place them. I chose not to here, and I'm going to show you how to do it here. So so that we'll have one of each kind. I think they both are acceptable and pretty, and probably wouldn't notice if you didn't know that to be the case. But yeah, a lot of times the inside of, like, say an O, or yeah, and the inside of an O, or something like the inside of a rounded kind of any kind of rounded letter, you would either have it be block, or you'd have to save those little pieces. And unless they're particularly done using a special kind of font, more like a stencil, that cuts out the letters sort of as a stencil, so you can see that inside piece. I hope that that's making sense. But so today I'm using this glue. It is from scrapbook.com, called Artists Craft Glue, which we're giving this a shot, see how this one goes. And I heard that there was a robust conversation on yesterday's feed about glue and how you keep your precision tips clear flowing. I didn't get to see all of that, but I'm interested in hearing what you guys think. For me, my kitchen is so far removed from my craft area, and I generally don't have water when I'm crafting, because I don't want it to spill. So you know, having to go out to get the water, or rinse it in the kitchen, that sort of thing, then I get sort of lazy, thinking, well, it should be fine, you know, just stick the pin in and all of that stuff. All right, so here is our front piece, and then I want to show you these little pieces that came as part of the cutout. So there's this one. Oop. And I believe these little ones. I believe that's how they're supposed to go. That one does not look right there, so I'm going to take it off. I'm just going to put those other two on there. So we need something like this. This is our quick stick. We're going to just grab a hold of that. Whoops. Put a little bit of glue on it. Okay. The same here. Okay, so you decide if you want to add that on there. There are also little centers for the flowers that you could also add, but I didn't add in either one of those. Okay, so once I have that piece all done and I put it on our mat, let's just go ahead and do these inside piece. Where's our envelope? We have another envelope as well. Okay. Okay. And the same thing here. So I'm going to spend the weekend trying to catch up on the normal household things that I haven't had the energy to do, but also to sort of regroup and find out where we're going to go as far as projects for the next couple of months anyway. I think that will be a good thing that way. I usually have at least 2 weeks worth of images or design ideas ahead, and this time I don't have any, and I'm like, I'm redoing some of the old things, which I hope you guys don't mind, but I find sometimes the older things are good to, are good to play around with. But I think I'm going to have to get into some spring things. That's what I would like to do. There's a little leprechaun thing from Craft with Sarah that I wanted to do as well. I'm not really that into leprechauns, but it's one of those layered job things, and it looks pretty fun, and I have a friend that I think would enjoy it. So I think I'll make that. But that's kind of it. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? I hope I'm not, well, I hope I am alone in feeling this way, because it's a very weird feeling. But, but I sense that maybe I'm not a person that, just has been through a trial and is now trying to figure out how do you put your life back together now that the trial is coming to an end. It's really a very interesting predicament, and I'm thankful for it. I just have to figure out. There we go. Whoop, doop, doop. There's our card. Who wouldn't like to receive a card like this? You're the cherry on top of everything. Just so cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with mine, but I'm going to send them off to somebody who deserves it. Maybe one of my friends. Yeah. All right, everyone. That is today's lesson. It's all good wanting. Oh. Oh, the kitties are typing. I can tell, obviously. The kitties are typing. Dry embossing. Yeah, I know. It is trying to find a new normal. Because I don't know that it's not all gone. It's gone, but it's not all gone. And I don't know, how much longer I'll be doing the chemo, but I'm hoping it's not forever, and it just seems a little vague at this point. So let's see what happens. It's a very strange feeling. And yes, I appreciate the extra time um, that you guys are giving me for this weekend and just to kind of get everything settled. And then on Monday, I have chemo, so that'll be early in the morning. I definitely won't be done with that in time. But I anticipate being back on Tuesday with a whole new attitude and yeah, just sort of kind of in a better place, you know. I think that will help. Anyway, I thank you all. I so appreciate you all, and I enjoy our time together all the time. So I look forward to seeing you next week. If you are the praying type, I welcome any prayers, and I'm welcoming anybody who needs prayers in the chat, by the way. Anybody needs some special thoughts or some prayers in the chat, I leave that open, and there are often people who ask for some help. They've had some difficulty in terms of, loss or sickness, health issues. So feel free to ask for them in the prayers. And for me, I appreciate you all, and I pray for you all the time. And I also ask that you pray for me, because I do believe in the power of prayer. And I thank you, everyone, for those prayers that you've given me in the past and in the future. I really do appreciate them. So thank you, everybody. Such a nice group of people. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. All right. Take care. Uh-oh, knee replacement surgery. Diane is having knee replacement surgery next Wednesday. My aunt has saying, this too shall pass. Yep, this too shall pass. You're right. Continue prayer. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. Love you so much. And take care of yourselves and each other. Okay? Bye-bye.